Are
Like,
you in? Or well, go ahead. Sorry.
like someone I know, like someone I hang out with someone from California during the summer, and they're like, the summer here was brutal. I'm like, you're from California. Apparently, it's drier there, so it's not as bad.
It must be really rough on the sex life there. It must be extra dry downstairs during the summer.
One could hope. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm soured on most of the West Coast because of my day job, but one could hope that just goofy entitled people don't reproduce there. But no, but really, like, I really like the Better Call Saul pilot. I'm glad there's also another episode tomorrow too, so I can be 2 episodes deep after I DVR it.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way, that's the problem with network television these days. You have to wait a week, and you also have the factor of, like the Blacklist may be good, but it's not going to be, it's not going to have a long run because there's 22 episodes a season. You look at like Better Call Saul, they're probably going to do 13 episodes or something like that.
Season one will probably only be like 5 or 6 episodes, maybe.
Okay. Well, but that's better than running it into the ground immediately with 22 episodes.
Yeah, that's kind of like the MO for AMC, is where they give the season. Actually, no, the first season's going to be 10 episodes, but usually like The Walking Dead only had 6 episodes in the first season. So did Breaking Bad. I think Mad Men had around like 10 episodes in season 1, and then they kind of expanded to 13 episodes a season afterwards.
When the first show that really got, a 10 episode start was Hell on Wheels with AMC. And I like that show so far. I felt like it was gutsy of them to make a call to, like Breaking Bad. They initially, people didn't like it after season 1. It struggled to get going. And then, it took off after that. Season 2, every episode after that just started getting better and better and better as seasons went on.
Because I binge watched Breaking Bad initially because I was behind. Like I caught up eventually for the last season, or last half season, I should say. But the thing is, though, like I was hooked on that show from the start. Like I said, that's why I compared to The Wire, another show that I was hooked to from the start. So I don't know why people didn't receive season 1 as well. Season 1 was spectacular.
Yeah, I enjoyed it from the start. I thought it was it's one of the few shows, there's always those shows where people are like, oh, you have to watch this. You have to watch this. And then as soon as you watch it, it's like, yeah, it was okay. Breaking Bad, I was hooked from the start.
Yeah. The one thing I do want to know, though, what's with AMC shows and having wives of the main character be the most irritating people ever?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Lori in The Walking Dead was irritating. Walter White's wife, irritating. Skylar, irritating. Don Draper's many wives, irritating.
Yeah, it's maybe AMC's, the executives hate their wives, and they look for shows where the wife is the most annoying person on the show and just ruins the show.
I don't know. Maybe it's that, or maybe it's the fact that we're like so invested in these characters in these shows and the wives are usually like confrontational with them. So, but because we're invested in the main characters, we're like, all right, tell her to shut up. Except for Laura.
It's actually a kind of a good ploy because that's kind of what it's like in real life.
Yeah. Well, except for Lori in The Walking Dead, because she wasn't very likable in the comic either. So it's not like she was, like she's very much a Lady Macbeth in the comic too.
Yeah, it's. I haven't gotten into The Walking Dead yet. It's not that I'm anti-Walking Dead. It's just I haven't found the time. I go on Netflix and I'll be like clued in to be like, okay, I'm going to start watching Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And then I get distracted by some BBC show that pops up immediately, and I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to watch this instead.
I'll tell you this about The Walking Dead. Either it's going to be, you're going to think it's one of the best shows on TV, or you're going to find it mind-numbingly boring. because there is a lot of dialogue heavy episodes with not much action, because there's people who don't realize, like, if you read the comic, you know already that the zombies are a backdrop to everything else going on. Like it's not about the zombie; it's about the people who are getting through it. So there's episodes where they're just doing plot development and not much action. Like if you watch BBC shows, I mean, you probably don't mind that then, but still, right, a lot of people don't get it. It's not like a 13 episode season of one horror movie. It's actually very, very fleshed out.
Yeah, it's a better plotted out thing than Dawn of the Dead or something like that.
It better be, because it's got like much more time to actually develop things. Whereas, like, you know, even though Romero was good at it with the original Dawn of the Dead, he only had like 2 hours to do so of screen time.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. Well, we're going to go ahead and take our first break of hour number 2. We'll be back here with Mike Falcone, talk some more TV, talk a little comedy, and we'll be right back here on LateNightSportsRadio.com.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at LateNightSportsRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Bob Sullivan Show here on the LateNightSportsRadio.com. I am joined by Mike Falcone, Canadian from New Jersey. Mike, you know, you guys are getting hit pretty hard with snowstorm after snowstorm. I know you just said during the break it didn't hit you as hard the last one. how much, when Jim Cantori sees that there's going to be a hurricane or that people's houses are going to get destroyed, how excited do you think he gets?
Oh my God! Like he must be I'm just picturing a double gun fist pump, I should say.
I feel like he's the Maury Povich of weather casting. Like he just preys on, poor people getting their lives destroyed.
He is to doing the weather. Like, I don't know if you watch South Park, but he's like the TSA agent in the South Park episode where they made fun of that with toilet safety. He must be like the guy who watches all the monitors.
That's cranking it.
Yes, he's got the little bottle, like the pump bottle of the Jergens there. He's just sitting back, but like a couple buttons down, he's ready. He's like in his relaxed pose.
I've never been a Jergens guy. I've never been the guy that has the thing of lotion next to my bed. I kind of wonder about those people that just have the lotion next to their bed. And I always wonder about the people when I go into their house or apartment and on the night, not the nightstand, but the couch table, the end table, if there's a bottle of Jergens and Kleenex there. I'm always a little concerned.
If there's a bottle of Jergens and Kleenex there, that dude's got a thriving social life. That's basically like he's basically telling you I have not had sex in a while is what he's saying. He's like the vagina is pretty like it's not like a magnet to metal, him to vagina. It's like magnet to magnet where he couldn't push vagina any further away from him.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. And the Keith also says, what about the bottle of lotion in the workplace bathroom?
They're like, listen, we know it's been a rough day at your job. Just crank one on us, guys. Just crank one on us.
I always wonder about it, like if there's one at like a construction site. It's like, okay, don't you guys have a lot of calluses on your hands? Do you guys wear gloves while this is going on? It's got to be a rough. I guess obviously the lotion will make up for that, but I mean, still dry hands, not good.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, would you want to have sandpaper down there? I wouldn't. That they need. That's probably how. Like they were the first masturbatory Jergens customers.
Could you imagine what like a jerk place bathroom at a coal mine would be like? Every guy comes out with a black hog essentially.
Yeah, how many of those guys are going to go down there and just be like, "Hey, look, I'm black." Like, how many black from the waist down jokes happened at those places? Like all of them is basically what I'm getting at. But I wonder who was the first person to make the connection of masturbation and Jergens. Right? Like who is the scientist that came up with that one?
Well, it must be Mr. Jergens. I mean, why else would you create hand lotion?
No. I think Mr. Jergens doesn't like the fact that his product was used for that. I think once he caught wind of that, he was like, "Great, my invention's been sullied. It was named after me. Like now my name is going onto the right hands of teenagers and lonely adults across America."
Well, is there any more disconcerting sound than when you press down the button of the Jergens bottle and it's like, I mean, it's not a good sound when the lotion comes out of the bottle.
No, it's not. But it's kind of like the men equivalent of the walk of shame. Like it's the bottle saying, "I know why you're using me. I'm going to judge you." It really an inanimate object is judging you as you're about to just abuse yourself for pleasure.
Yeah, that's true. Well, what about the inventor of Kleenex? You're now being used to clean up, pretty much.
Oh God, that's got to be
human DNA.
That's actually got to be worse. Because Mr. Kleenex, I guess that's his name. I'm going to say that's his name. Mr. Kleenex is like, Really, I'm the one who has to clean up after the Juergens